Well, you know, early pregnancy health is critical to the overall health of your baby. But how do you know if a genetic disorder may affect your child's health? Well, now there is a way to find out before you even get pregnant. I want you to meet Dr. Jill Heckman. She's here to explain how this technology can actually help you make informed decision as parents. And so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's talk about this test. We're going to have two tests that we're talking about. The first one, parents should take this test even before they think about conceiving. Why?
Well, ideally it can be done, it should be done before they get pregnant. You can do it once you're pregnant, but obviously being informed before you get pregnant is better. So that's why I try to tout that. But this test, remember, every one of us are carriers of genetic diseases, at least one. This test, the Horizon Genetic Screen, screens up to 274 different genetic conditions.
Wow.
And so obviously, we don't need all of those tests done,
right?
But we do need some of them. So you need to talk to your doctor and see what are you at risk for and what do you want to know about early. So go in, it's a simple blood draw, or they can do a salivary swab, either one, if you don't want to get poked. And your doctor will tailor which panel is best for you. So for example, myself, I'm Jewish, so I needed the Jewish panel, but things like Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, Tay-Sachs, cystic fibrosis, all of those I'm at risk for as well. I wanted to know.
And this is for the man and the woman, right?
Well, you start with the woman.
Okay.
And then if I test positive that I'm a carrier, then they test my husband.
Okay.
If my husband is positive, then they tell me what I'm at risk for. Most of these conditions are recessive conditions, meaning if I'm positive and he's positive, we have a 25% risk of having a child that's affected. And remember, some of these don't occur till the kid is over 3 years old.
Right.
So you might even be on to your second child. So it's better to know ahead of time.
So what do you do with the information?
Well, once you have the information, then you and your husband can make reproductive choices. Some are a lot worse than others. And so that's where you need to get the genetic counselors involved and decide what is best for you and your family.
And then maybe take it to the next level of testing?
Well, with the genetic screening, this is the testing.
Okay,
so if you're positive, that's it.
You know.
Nothing is 100%, but talking to the genetic counselor will help guide you in helping make decisions.
All right, let's talk about testing that you can do while you're pregnant. And you reminded me that, and I'd forgotten, it's been so long, that we all are tested at the beginning stages of pregnancy.
Yes.
It's a basic test, but now this test is so much more technologically advanced.
Exactly. So all pregnant women are screened for Down syndrome and other trisomies. Back in the day when we were getting pregnant, they didn't have such advances. So the test that we were doing looked at just general markers in the blood that would tell us whether we were at risk. And those came back positive a lot, even when the baby was normal. So that usually meant that you would have more invasive testing like an amniocentesis. Nowadays, the testing is so much better, simple blood draw, and it actually looks at cells from the pregnancy. And so that can give you, it's way more advanced, and you're less likely to have a false positive, meaning if it comes back low risk, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Now also remember though, if it does come back high risk, this is a screening test, and so your doctor will recommend further testing like the amniocentesis or CVS, which is chorionic villus sampling. The other really cool thing about this test is it can be done as early as 9 weeks. The test I recommend is the Panorama, so it's as early as 9 weeks, and it gives you the information whether you're at risk for Down syndrome, other of the big chromosomal abnormalities, and also looks at some of the things called microdeletions, which are essentially could be really bad for the baby. And that happens to women that aren't over 35. So nowadays, you don't have to be over 35 to ask for this test. Anybody can ask because you're at risk.
Absolutely. And here's the bonus on that one. You can also find out the sex of your baby after that.
You do. Yes, you can.
Let me give you some information. If you'd like to know more on early pregnancy screening, visit panoramatest.com. Of course, we'll have all this information on the website as well. And for more on genetic prenatal testing, visit horizonscreen.com. Thanks, Dr. Jill.
Thank you for having me.